Hi, veterinary friends. It's Dr. Cappel. I wanted to record this little video for you because I get a lot of questions about how to handle anxiety. And this morning I felt some anxiety and I went through this exercise myself. And so I thought it would be the perfect time to talk to you, give you a little lesson on how to deal with this, and then let you try it. So, what I want to do is tell you about my experience, and then we'll go through some steps that you can try at home to try to deal with anxiety when it comes up for you. Now, I don't feel like I have crippling anxiety, but I do experience it quite frequently. And my go to when I feel stressed or anxious is usually trying to cover up or buffer those feelings by either eating too much or watching TV or going on social media or going for a bike ride. Like, those are some of the things that I want to do when I'm feeling anxious before I deal with it, just to try to get it to go away, because that's what we want to do, right? It feels yucky. And so we're like, oh, I don't like this feeling. And so we try to do things to fix it. And in actuality, when you do those things and you just avoid it and you don't work through it, it will come back, or it won't go away, or it will get stronger. When you really try to push on it, it gets stronger. So here's how it went for me today. I usually get up in the morning, I kind of do my planning, what I'm going to do for the day. I drink my coffee, talk to my husband a little bit. And on a day that I don't go into the office and I'm here at home, I'm doing podcasting and coaching and things like that. So I have a lot of things on my list. So this morning, interestingly, this little bird hit the window and kind of disrupted my thought process. So that distracted me for a little bit. But he was fine. He kind of came to after he was stunned and flew away. But anyway, that's a sidebar. I was sitting there getting ready for my day, and I started to feel anxiety. And for me, what that feels like in my body is my head gets a little buzzy and kind of confused. I start to feel a slight headache. Sometimes my heart will get a little bit fast. I start to have all these random thoughts about what I want to do today. So I'll keep changing my mind. And I'll just feel overall kind of irritable and tense. And so when I start to feel very irritable, I know that that's my anxiety coming up. And sometimes we call it stress. Um, but it's that feeling that I understand. This is the way my body feels when I'm anxious. Now, I really didn't have great reasons to feel anxious because I didn't have to go to work. There's nothing really, really pressing on my life except for normal life things besides the bird hitting the window. So, what I do when I'm feeling that scattered, tense, anxious feeling is, first of all, I have to understand it. So I have to know what it feels like in my body. And because I've worked on it quite a few times, I kind of know when I start to feel scattered, when I start to feel nervous, when I start to feel my heart pounding, when I start to get like slightly headachy, to me, that's anxiety. And so the first step in trying to resolve it, or at least get through it, because it's not going to go away instantly unless I eat something or watch TV or, use some kind of buffering technique to get rid of it. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to distract myself from my life. The first thing is to feel it and describe it, which is what I just did for you. And that's what I've got on the list up there. Feel it, describe it. And I know that all these feelings come into anxiety. And I might not know it when it's first happening. I might get short with somebody. I might start looking for food. I might start looking for something to look at on the internet. But when I start to feel all those things combined, I know that this is anxiety. And so once I've described it and I understand that this is what's happening right now. You're not ill. You're not, You don't have a headache because of allergies, all the things you want to tell yourself. You're not hungry, you don't need a break kind of thing. You just got up. All these things are my anxiety. And so I just feel it. And then if I sit with it and I understand what it is and I name it, it loses some of its power. I might still be feeling it, but it's not so powerful. It's not so compelling. It's not pushing me to do something that I really don't want to do. So after I've sat with it, then I can say, okay, this is anxiety. This is what it feels like. You know that when your body feels like this, you're anxious. So why? And then I can start asking myself those questions. Why are you anxious today? What's going on? And that's when I like to do the thought download, because now my anxiety is starting to go away a little bit because I'm understanding that that's what it is and it doesn't feel so powerful when I name it and I understand it. Then I'm like, okay, why the anxiety? What's going on? And so what works for me is to get out a piece of paper and just start writing. What is it that's going on in your brain that's causing this anxiety? So for me this morning, it was, I have to work tomorrow. It's going to be a long day. On Thursday, I have a bunch of surgeries and some of them intimidate me a little bit. And I've got a relief vet coming in to work with me. I've got 3 people to coach today. I've got a podcast to record. The weather's not the greatest. It's hot. I can't go bike riding. It's preventing me from doing my exercise. Just all of the things that my brain is thinking that's making me get freaked out and stressed, right? Because it's thinking, oh, you've got 3 people to coach today. You've got a podcast. You got to get that up. You're going to be late. Like all those things are what causes the anxiety. So if I make a list of all those thoughts right here, and I just get them out onto paper or type them into your computer, whatever works for you. I like to write. And so then once I've got all those things out on the paper, I'm starting to take the focus off the feelings in my body and they're starting to go away. And then I'm understanding them. Of course, you feel anxiety when you think, I've got to record a podcast today. That's going to take an hour. I have 3 people to coach. It's another 3 hours. I have to edit the podcast. I have to get it up. I've got a video to record for you, like all the things, right? So now I understand it. My brain is just worrying about things that haven't yet happened. And also, I'm putting stress on myself that all these things need to be done. When in truth, the only things that I have to do are the things that I choose to do. So, do I have to record a podcast? No, I could cancel that. Do I have to coach 3 people today? No, I could cancel. I choose not to, but I could cancel on them and reschedule them for another time. Do I have to think about work tomorrow? No, not at all. That is useless energy because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I've been doing this for a lot of years. Yeah, some days are better than others, but I don't need to worry about that. So as I gain understanding about all the reasons that I'm feeling anxious, it starts to dissipate, right? Because then I feel in control. I have control of all these things. I don't have to work tomorrow. I could quit my job. I could take a day off. I could call in sick. Like there's all kinds of opportunities, right? To get out of this scary schedule. But I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to coach. I'm choosing to record a video for you. I'm choosing all this. And so worrying about them or thinking about them or causing myself anxiety over them is not useful energy. And so as I list them out and as I understand why my brain is feeling this way, I can create some self-love and I can get it, like I get it. Oh, you've got this huge list of things to do today. Sure, you're going to feel anxious. Of course. Everyone would feel anxious if they had this day in front of them, right? And then it's okay. It's like anxiety is fine. It's just a feeling. It can't hurt me. It's just an emotion. Everything's fine. Nothing has gone wrong. And then I can do something. With all of this understanding, I can take an action, right? I can do something constructive. I don't have to social media surf to get away from it. I don't have to eat to get away from it. I don't have to really do anything other than understand it to get it to be better, right? And to just let it be. Let it be anxiety. It's no big deal. I'll feel it. I'll live. I'll either reschedule stuff or not reschedule stuff. Doesn't really matter because the worry is what's causing the problem. The thoughts that maybe I can't do it are where the anxiety is coming from. And all that is just created by my brain. So then I get to choose to do something. And today, what I chose to do was finish my scheduling for the day, love myself a little bit by drinking my coffee, then getting ready, taking a shower, all the things that I need to do for self-care, and just deciding on purpose that it's all okay. And the next time I feel anxiety, I will go through the exact same process and it'll all be okay. Now, some of us get really stuck in when we get to this point where we're feeling it and we describe it, even if we understand what it is, we're like, oh, this is anxiety. Sometimes you just get stuck there, right? The sitting in it feels terrible. We don't want to sit in it. We want it to go away. And so we fight it, fight it, fight it. So if you're stuck there with the sitting part, sit with it. Don't fight it. If that sticks you and you're like, oh, I can't do this. It's too hard. It's too scary. That's when you bring in some exercises like deep breathing. If you breathe in, hold your breath for like 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds. Just do some deep breathing exercises. Close your eyes. Meditation sometimes helps me if I'm really struggling with anxiety. I'll go to my little app on my phone and I have a thing called Headspace. And so if you can go to Headspace and turn one of those meditation apps on, and then I go through meditation for 5 or 10 minutes is all I need, because that helps me kind of disconnect from the thoughts that are causing the anxiety and that stressful feeling. So if you get stuck and you're having trouble just sitting with it, then you can do something, just don't do something that buffers it away. You know, you can argue that meditation and yoga and all of that is a technique to just get it to go away, but oftentimes it helps you refocus so you can go through the rest of the exercise, listing out the thoughts, asking yourself why, going through this list of what to do when you're feeling anxiety. So just taking that little bit of time to calm your brain a little bit then will allow you to sit with it and then start to ask yourself why and get the thoughts that are causing it. And sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you're like, I don't know what the heck. I'm used to this life. I podcast all the time. I coach all the time. I don't understand why I'm feeling anxiety today. I just don't get it. So write that down. I just don't get it. It's just my brain. And even that, even the acknowledgement that I don't understand where it's coming from, takes some of the power back. And it's not out of control. It's just like, I don't know where it's coming from, but I know how to feel it. I know how to process it. And I know that it's not going to kill me. So let's just be a little anxious this morning and then move on with your life. So I hope this little exercise helps. And if you are struggling with anxiety, if it's clinical, get a therapist, let's go there. If it's something that you think you want to try to learn to manage, get a life coach like me. I can help you work through it. Any little thing that you can do to try to be okay with it and manage it is part of the journey. So, and that will create some power and some control. So you don't feel like everything is out of your control, because it's not. It is our human brain that likes to run us, and it doesn't have to always be in charge. We are in charge of it. So thanks for listening to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to try to do some more for you at other times, but today was just a great day because I had a really solid example of how to work through a little bit of anxiety, and I will do some more again for you. And go to my podcast and listen to me there. I will record some more videos for you when I get time. But if you get something out of this, leave me a comment and subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I'll do some more soon. Have a beautiful, productive week. Bye.